10:30 to 11:30, and 2 to 3. We're just asking people to work an hour.
Well, that's good. You should be able to get an hour out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we do it Monday afternoon and Wednesday night. So, and then the plan is that Rod and I are gonna take it back Thursday morning.
Oh, okay.
So, but of course my husband's like, well, we're not spending the night.
Yep, that's what mine would say.
I'm like, okay. We'll just come right back then. And it doesn't make a bit of difference to me. I'm fine with that too.
Right.
It's such a neat place down there. He's never been, so I'm like, well, I want you to see. I want to get down there, which we will get down there early enough on Thursday. It's an amazing place that they've made down there, and I just want him to see they do a lot of neat stuff. I mean, we have been down there when they've sent like a fire truck over to a country that didn't have a fire truck.
Really?
And they were able to find and purchase and it's all donations.
Really?
It's all donations. And they were able to find, this fire truck. I remember one time there was an ambulance that we filled with stuff, and they sent this ambulance over to another country. I mean, they do really amazing things down there. So,
how interesting.
It is a very interesting place. We go down once a year. I wish I could go more. It just seems like time doesn't. But we go down once a year for like 4 days and work down there. And it's a mission thing, so you have to pay. It's not like, you pay to work down there. And that's how they afford to keep the place going.
I see.
Most everybody is volunteer. There's a few that are paid, but most everyone is a volunteer there. And so that's how they keep it going, is by us coming and paying to work there.
I didn't realize they did more than just food. But they do.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So they do the ambulances and the fire trucks?
Yes. They just started with rice bags. This is something new. Most of it's always been food.
Well, I remember Marcia talking about some kind of like 5-gallon pail and she had to hammer the lid down on.
Yes.
Was that the same place?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a flood bucket that when
Flood bucket.
a
Okay.
flood. Yep. And you have a list, and there's an assembly line, and you put all these items in this bucket, and he said hammer the lid down, and it's an amazing place. But they get phone calls from like Red Cross and
Really?
and if there's like Katrina, and we need 1,000 flood buckets, and so they have huge shelves that are full of this stuff. And it's all shrink wrapped. And then when they need it, it's a very interesting place. It does a lot of good.
And then the ambulances and fire trucks that they send to different countries, do they send those by boat? I presume,
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
And like if a hospital gets new beds, they'll donate them, and then they'll clean them up, make sure they all work, and send hospital beds to
How cool is
these
that?
countries that don't have this kind of stuff that we take for granted. I remember there was an X-ray machine one time.
Really?
Yeah, just anything like that, they will repurpose and find somebody that needs it.
That's so awesome.
It is an
so
awesome place. Yeah.
Oh my
It makes you
goodness.
feel good when you go down there.
Yeah, because so many times you just hear about these things, but you never watch it in action.
Yes.
So that would be meaningful
So
to watch
it
it
is
happen.
very cool to go.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
A breath in and out. And another breath in and out. And when you're ready, taking your arms up, overhead. And then lean off to the right side. letting that bottom hand fall away, and stretching out. And bringing both hands back to heart center. Another breath in and out. Taking our arms up overhead and leaning to the left side. Letting that bottom hand fall away and stretching out. Again, bringing both hands to heart center. A breath in and out. Left hand to our right knee, right hand travels around behind, overlooking the right shoulder, and as you exhale, slowly turning your torso and seeing if you might be able to look behind you. And coming back to center. Another breath. Right hand, left knee, left hand travels around behind, overlooking the left shoulder. And as you exhale, slowly turning your torso and seeing if you might be able to look behind you. And coming back around to center. We'll take our legs wide, stretching out. Right hand to the right ankle and stretching the left over top. Bringing both hands to those right toes and exhaling down. Nose to our right knee. And inhaling up, left hand, left ankle. And stretching the right arm over top. Bringing the right hand down to our left toes, left hand to our left toes. And exhaling down, nose to that left knee. And inhaling up, stretching wide, left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes. Again, exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes. And again, exhaling down. And inhaling up, we'll put the right hand under the right knee, left hand under the left knee, and exhaling forward, bringing our nose as close as we can to the mat. And inhaling up, again exhaling forward, bringing our nose as close as we can to the mat. And inhaling up, and again exhaling down, bringing our nose as close as we can to the mat. And inhaling up, we'll bring both legs together. Here's our forward fold. Inhaling up, bending my right knee, putting that right ankle on top of my left thigh, and stretching forward for my left toes. Taking both legs long, forward fold. Inhaling up, bending that left knee, putting that left ankle on top of the right thigh and reaching forward for our right toes. And again, both legs long for a forward fold. And then we'll come forward into our table position. Hands and knees. Starting in our cow position with our head up and relaxing our back. Here's cat, inhaling, tugging my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. And exhaling back around into cow. Our cat again, inhaling, tucking my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. And again, exhaling around, back into our cow. Cat again, inhaling, tucking my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and holding. And exhaling back around into our cow. I'll take that left leg out to the side, drawing up from the torso, and taking both arms up, overhead. Bringing both hands back down to the mat, leaving the right palm down, rotating left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, inhaling our arms up, taking them both overhead. Right hand to the floor, stretching the left over top. Bringing both arms up, overhead. Left hand to the left ankle, and stretching the right over top. Bringing that right hand down to the left ankle, looking off to that left side. Again, bringing both arms up, overhead. We'll take those hands down to the mat, dropping down onto our forearms, and exhaling again, dropping our forehead onto the mat, and stretching those arms out long in front of us. We'll leave that left hand on the floor, reach back with the right hand and see if we can hang on to that right heel. And returning both arms back out in front. And returning back into our table, hands and knees. We'll take that right leg out to the side. Inhaling up, taking both arms up, overhead. Bring those hands down to the mat. Right palm is down, rotating. Left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating. Right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down. Again, we're inhaling up, taking both arms up, overhead. Left hand down to the floor, stretching the right over top. Taking both arms up, overhead. Right hand to the right ankle, stretching the left over top. And then we're bringing that left hand down to the right ankle, looking off to the right side. And returning both arms up, overhead. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Dropping down onto our forearms. And then putting our forehead on the mat, stretching those arms out long in front of us. We'll leave the right palm on the floor, reaching back with the left hand for the left ankle. Returning both arms out front. And then coming back into our table. A breath in and out. We'll stretch the right arm all the way out in front and bring that left leg out behind us. Bending my left knee. Drawing the right elbow back. Connecting, left knee. Stretching out, right arm, left leg. Bending my left knee. Drawing that right elbow back. Connecting, left knee. And stretching out. This time we'll bend that left knee, taking that right hand around, and see if we can hang on those left toes. And returning back into our table. We'll take that left arm all the way out in front and that right leg out behind us. Bending my right knee. Drawing that left elbow back. Connecting. Right knee. Stretching out, bending my right knee, drawing that left elbow back, connecting, right knee, and stretching out. This time as you bend the right knee, we'll bring that left hand around and see if we can hang on to those right toes. Coming back into our table. A breath in and out. We'll bring our backside back over our heels and take both arms up, overhead. Right hand to the right heel, stretching the left arm up. Bringing both arms up, overhead. Left hand, left heel, right arm is up. And taking both arms up, overhead. Here's our camel, right hand to the right heel, left hand to the left heel. A little bit of a back bend, looking up. And returning both arms up, overhead. Again, our camel, right hand to the right heel, left hand to the left heel, looking up, and returning both arms up, overhead. And one more camel, right hand, right heel, left hand, left heel, looking up. Turning our arms up, overhead. We're coming back into our table position. And we're going to tuck our toes, coming up into down dog. And we'll start by walking the dog. Right knee forward and back, left knee forward and back. Just like we're walking. Settling back into our down dog. We'll take the right hand over to the left ankle. Coming back, down dog. Left hand over to the right ankle. And coming back, down dog. We'll bring the right foot forward, the left is behind, and today we'll come up into warrior three. So we're going to take those arms out front. And we'll think about picking up that left leg. Keeping the left foot off the mat, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And then we're coming back up into our warrior three, trying to keep that left foot off the mat. Again, bringing those hands down to the mat. And returning back up into that warrior three. And we'll do one more, dropping our hands down to the mat. And coming back up into our warrior three. Dropping that left foot back and just holding. From here, we'll take it into our warrior one with both arms up overhead. Bringing those hands down to the mat on either side of the right foot. And scooting that right foot back into our down dog. Then we'll bring the left foot forward in between both hands in front. And when you're ready, inhaling up, taking those arms out front for warrior three. And we'll think about picking up that back leg. Maybe bringing our hands down to the mat. Coming back up into our warrior three. Taking our hands down to the mat. Coming back up. Warrior three. Taking our hands down to the mat. And once more, coming up. Warrior three. We're stepping the right foot back and keeping those arms out front. And taking them up for our warrior one. And bringing those hands down to the mat, stepping that left foot back into our down dog. Putting my weight on that right foot, taking that left leg out behind me, bending my left knee, turning my hip outward, dropping that foot over my hip. And if you want it to be harder, walking your hands back and putting them around that right ankle. And returning back into our down dog. Putting my weight on that left foot as I take that right leg out behind me for three-legged dog. Bending the right knee, turning my hip outward, dropping my foot over my hip. And then maybe And walking my hands back to see if I can put them around that left ankle. And coming back into my down dog. I'll put my weight on my right palm and my right foot. I'm going to turn outward to the left, taking it into reverse table. Tummy up towards the ceiling. And left arm up. And if you choose, stretching out that right leg. And then we're rolling back into our down dog. Taking it into reverse table again. Weight is on the left palm, left foot. We're going to turn outward to the right. Tummy's up towards the ceiling. And right arm up. And if you choose, scooting out that left leg and lengthening it. And coming back into our down dog. Walking our feet forward, right behind our hands. Slowly rolling upward, reaching on up. Settling into that mountain position. A breath in and out. We'll do our triangle. Right foot is forward, left is behind. Arms are out, right hand, right ankle, and the left is up. Maybe taking the right arm and pointing it out to the left side. Bringing both hands around the right ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. Making our way back up. Stretching our arms out. Left fingers, right ankle, and the right arm is up. Maybe taking the left arm and pointing it out to the right side. And then we're putting both hands around that right ankle. Looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up. Settling into our mountain. A breath in and out. Triangle other side. Left foot's forward, right is behind. Arms are out. Left hand, left ankle, and the right arm is up. Maybe taking that left arm out to the right side. Putting both hands around that left ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up. Stretching our arms out. Right hand, left ankle, and that left arm is up. Taking the right arm and pointing it out to the left side. Putting both hands around that left ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up. Settling into our mountain. Our breath in and out. Bring both hands down to the mat in front of our toes. We're going to widen our stance, taking those feet out to the side. And we'll leave that right palm down, rotating Left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating. Right arm and fingers overhead. And bringing that right hand down. We'll turn our hands around so our fingers face behind us, giving our wrists a stretch. And then maybe walking those hands underneath of us and seeing if we might be able to put our head down on the mat. And walking our hands back, turning our fingers around the correct way, walking our feet back in for our forward fold. Slowly rolling upward, reaching on up, and settling back into our mountain. A breath in and out. Here's our sun salutation, arms overhead. Coming forward, forward fold, hands behind our calves, relaxing our head, relaxing our neck. Putting our hands on the mat in front of our toes. Bringing those hands up to our knees, down to the mat, up to our knees, down to the mat, and once more, up to our knees, and back down to the mat. We'll leave the right foot forward, take the left behind, into our lunge. Right palm is down, rotating, left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating, right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down. And then instead of coming up into our side angle today, we're going to come up into our flamingo. So we're going to straighten the right leg, bend that left knee, interlace our fingers, and catch that left knee as it comes up. And we'll take that back into our lunge. Right foot forward, left behind. We're going to come up into that flamingo again. So we're bringing that left knee forward, interlacing our fingers, catching that left knee as it comes up, and taking it back into our lunge. One more flamingo, bringing that left knee forward, interlacing our fingers, and grabbing that left knee as it comes up, and taking it back into our lunge. From here, we'll come up into our reverse warrior. Right hands is a look at the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing those hands to heart center. And our twist. Left elbow, right knee, turning to the side. And we'll put both hands down by that right foot. Getting ready, scooting that right foot back into our down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down. Tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. we're walking our feet back into our plank position. Here's our hip dip right hip towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. Hip dip left hip towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. And we'll see if we can stretch that right arm out front. Putting the right hand down, stretching the left arm out front. Putting that left hand down one more time, taking that right out front. Putting the right down, stretching the left out front. Taking the left hand down, returning to our plank. And we're headed all the way down. Your choice, either resting on your forearms for Sphinx, or palms down, and pushing back for Cobra. When you're ready, tucking your toes, down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down, tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. And then we'll take that left foot forward. The right is behind. Into our lunge. Left palm is down, rotating. Right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, rotating. Left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down. From here, we're going to come up into our flamingo. So we're going to straighten that left knee. Bring the right knee forward, interlace our fingers, and hold up that right knee. Stepping back into our lunge. Coming up into our flamingo, right knee forward, interlacing our fingers. Hanging on to that right knee. Stepping the right leg back into our lunge. Bringing that right knee forward, interlacing our fingers, catching that right knee as it comes up. And stepping that right leg back, coming back into our lunge. As we inhale up, coming up into our reverse warrior. Left hand salute to the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing those hands to heart center. And our twist. Right elbow, left knee, turning to the side. Putting both hands down by that left foot. We're getting ready, bringing that right foot forward into our forward fold. Slowly rolling upward, reaching on up. Settling into that mountain position. Breath in and out. We'll head into our horse. So we're going to turn the right knee out, turn the left knee out, just like we're riding a horse. Bringing those hands to heart center. We're going to lunge over to that right side, straightening that left leg. Taking the left arm all the way out, bending the right elbow, Right fingers to that left side and hold. And coming back into our horse. Now we're going to lunge off to the left, straightening the right leg. Extending the right arm out, bending the left elbow, pointing those left fingers to the right side. And we're coming back into our horse. We'll put the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee, and bring that left shoulder forward as we turn to the right and hold. Coming back to center. Bringing that right shoulder forward as we look to the left. Coming back to center. Left shoulder forward. Coming back to center. Right shoulder forward. Coming back to center, and we'll do one more. So here we go, left shoulder forward. Coming back to center. And right shoulder forward. Coming back to center. And coming all the way out into our mouth. A breath in and out. Here's our warrior two. Right foot is forward, left is behind. Bending the right knee, arms are up. Overlooking those right fingertips. Taking the right arm up. Coming back. Warrior two. Taking that right hand all the way down. The left is up. Coming back. Warrior two. Here's our twist. Left forearm to the outside of the right lower leg. And taking that right arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding. Coming back. Warrior two. And stepping back into our mouth. A breath in and out. Left foot is forward, right is behind. We're bending the left knee, arms are out, overlooking our left fingertips. Taking the left arm up. Coming back. Warrior two. We'll take that left hand all the way down. The right is up. Coming back. Warrior two. We'll bring that lower right forearm forward, connected to the outside of that left lower leg, and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, coming back, warrior two. And finally stepping back into our mouth. Our breath in and out. Coming forward into our table. And from here we're headed over onto our backs. Feet down, knees up, arms wide. A breath in and out. We'll cross the right leg over the left, and then take both knees off to the left side. If you want to do shrimp pose, taking that top leg, extending it long. With the right hand, reaching around for the toes or the ankle on the bottom. left arm comes up towards the ceiling. And then unwinding, feet down, knees up, arms wide. We'll cross that left leg over the right. And we're going to take both knees off to the right side. Taking that into our shrimp pose, extending that top leg nice and long, with the left hand reaching around for the toes or the ankle on the bottom. And maybe that right arm comes up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, feet down, knees up, upper thin, and out. We'll take that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling, and we'll roll that right ankle, first one way, and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing them away, towards me, and away, and then starting that circle with my right leg. Making that circle go around the other way. Taking that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lowering that right heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor, and holding. As you exhale the next time, dropping that right heel almost to the mat, not quite there, letting it hover. And then we'll take the right leg all the way back up with both hands. We're reaching for those right toes. And then releasing out, feet down, knees up, arms wide. We'll take that left leg up towards the ceiling and roll that left ankle, first one way, and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing them away, towards me, and away, and then starting that circle with my left leg. Making that circle go around the other way. Taking that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lowering that left heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor, and holding. As you exhale the next time, dropping that left heel almost to the mat. Not quite there, letting it hover. And then we'll take that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling, and with both hands, we're reaching for those left toes. And then releasing out, feet down, knees up, a breath in, and out. And then we'll lengthen our legs and take our arms up overhead, stretching out from the tips of our fingers to the tips of our toes. And now we're going to bring both ankles up to hover, and both arms up to hover, just off the mat. And we'll turn that into a snow angel. So I'm going to extend my legs nice and wide, and my arms nice and wide. Still my ankles and my wrists are hovering off the mat. And then taking our arms back up overhead, extending our legs. Again, they continue to hover just off the mat. Taking that back into our snow angel, extending out. And again, straightening out. Our wrists hover off the mat. Our legs hover off the mat. And one last snow angel, stretching out. And then bringing our legs back together, our arms overhead. And still our wrists and our ankles are hovering off the mat. And we're coming back into our neutral, resting down, taking a breath in and out. From here, we're going to take it into a bridge, so we're going to put our palms down beside our hips, push down with our feet, down with our hands, bringing our back sides up, and holding our bridge pose. Resting our back sides down. We're going to get ready for one more set of snow angels. So I'm stretching out my legs nice and long and extending my arms up over my head, stretching out from the tips of my toes to the tops of my fingers. And I'm going to start by picking those ankles up off the mat and picking those wrists up off the mat. Here's our snow angel. Stretching wide. And then again, bringing my arms back together, my legs back together. Everything hovers off the mat. Stretching out for our snow angel. Everything hovers. And again, bringing our arms back together, our legs back together. They hover off the mat. One more snow angel. Stretching out, and then bringing our legs and our arms back together. Our wrists are hovering, our ankles are hovering, and we're coming back into our neutral. Feet down, knees up, and one last bridge pose. Palms down, pushing down with our feet, down with our hands, bringing our back sides off the mat and holding. And then relaxing our back sides down, and we'll roll over and take a moment in child's pose. Making ourselves comfortable for our Shavasana on our backs, sponge pose, beginning with those deep breaths in and out. Inhaling all the way in and pushing air all the way out. Seeing if we can extend our inhalation for about 5 seconds. And then push the air out for about 5 seconds. Beginning to notice that place, that pause between our inhalation and our exhalation. Slowly bringing your awareness to your forehead, smoothing out your forehead. Relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing that place between your eyebrows. Drawing the relaxation down through your cheeks, and into your jaw. Maybe opening your mouth just a little bit as you invite your jaw to relax. Drawing that relaxation down through your neck. And as you exhale, dropping your shoulders, releasing them. Thinking about deepening that space between the bottom of your ears and the tops of your shoulders. Drawing that relaxation down through your arms, into your wrists, softening your hands, releasing your fingers, allowing your thoughts to just come and go, not dwelling on any one thing, bringing that relaxation down through our chest, into our tummy, relaxing our hips, softening your thighs, releasing your knees, lower legs, ankles, and your feet. And taking a moment to drift and melt. Slowing everything down. And maybe on today's journey, you find yourself walking outside. It's a warm, sunny day, and you're walking along a grassy path. And as you walk along the path, you notice there's a gate leading off the path. It seems intriguing, so you open the gate and step through. As you step through the gate, you discover an exquisite garden. The landscape has rows of flowers, tulips, vines, shrubs, and trees of every description. Taking a moment to walk amongst the plantings in the garden and see what's meant for you to see on your journey today. Coming back to your breath, noticing its peaceful, easy rhythm. Taking a moment to give thanks for whatever comes to mind today. Also taking a moment to think about our intentions, all those good things we'd like to do, gathering those positive affirmations in our mind. And when we have those intentions gathered together, either in our mind's eye or we can raise our arms up over our head and send all those good thoughts outward. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out, reconnecting with our bodies, noticing the rise and fall of our chest as we inhale and as we exhale. Checking in with our fingers, wiggling our fingers, noticing how they feel. Checking in with our toes, wiggling our toes, noticing how they feel. Allowing our senses to bring us back to the room around us. Any sounds in the room, the temperature of the room. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out. And when you're ready to come back from your journey, only when you're ready to come back, gently sitting up and taking your time.